Pear Deck is a wonderful add-on for Google Slides that allows you to create teacher-led or student-paced interactive activities. From your Google Slideshow, click Add-ons, and then if you don't have Pear Deck already installed, click on Get Add-ons, and then search for Pear Deck. Once you search for Pear Deck, you simply click on the link and then click the Install button. Once you have Pear Deck installed, it will now be available in your Google Slides add-on menu by selecting Pear Decks. Once you click on Open Pear Deck add-on, you will see a new box will appear on the right-hand side of your screen. From Pear Deck, you see that you have the ability to ask students questions, add audio, and even insert files from their template library. Those files can be lesson builders for the beginning of a lesson, during a lesson, and the end of a lesson. Let me show you how to go ahead and add one of these lesson builders to your lesson. So if this was the beginning of a lesson, I would go ahead and click on my lesson builder, and then I have some template slides in here that I can use. So let's do this. What did you learn from the homework? When I click on the text slide, you will notice that it will show that it is working on the right-hand side of my screen, and you will see that it's inserted the slide into my presentation. So this is a perfect way for your students to interact a little bit with your content while you are leading either a teacher-paced or student-paced lesson. So you can see Pear Deck inserts these slides, and over here in the speaker notes, it will tell you a little bit more about it. So from the speaker notes, it will say, this is a Pear Deck text slide. To edit this question, go back to the Ask Students a Question in the Pear Deck sidebar. So that would be over here. I can also modify this text to have this be any type of question for my students. But let's say I've gone through and I've added all the interactivity that I wanted to in my lesson, and I'm ready to start this lesson with my students. All I do is from the add-ons menu from Pear Deck, click the green Start Lesson button, and you will notice from the sidebar, it will now ask me to then choose my lesson mode. If this is either a student pace mode where students can advance at their own pace, or if it's instructor pace activity, if I'm doing this in real time, in front of my classroom virtually or otherwise, and I can use my instructor pace activity. Once I click that, you will notice it opened a new tab on my computer where it took me to the Pear Deck app, and it says that this is going to be a live session. Once your session is launched, you will then see a screen that looks like this. You will notice there are directions on here for your students to follow. Students on their devices will go to joinpd.com and then insert the text code on their screen. It has both the letters and some words for your students to read. As your students are joining, you will see them appear, and it will tell you the number of students that have appeared on your dashboard as well. You'll also notice that there's an option here to give students a link if you would prefer to post this in Google Classroom if your students are having a difficult time seeing the smartboard. Once your students have joined, you will then have the ability to change your slides and your presentation. As your students work through the slides, as you lead them, you know that you will be able to, on your interactive Pear Deck slides, show the students' responses, if there are any, and you have the ability to lock your students' screen so they're not able to open a tab or work until you unlock their screens. You can then go through each of the different slides, and when you're finished at the end of your presentation, simply hit the End button. All of your students' results and responses will be available for you on your Pear Deck dashboard, which you can see at the three dots menu in the bottom right-hand corner. You have the ability to open that dashboard in a new window, turn this lesson from teacher-led into student pace, and end the session as well. When you end your session, Pear Deck will prompt you to enter a name for the session. That's for you as a teacher to be able to quickly find and review the student responses. For example, geometry, period 1. When you're finished, you will then be able to access that later. Pear Deck is a perfect tool for you as a teacher to create either an instructor-led or student-paced activity for your class.